So yeah, what I want to talk about right now is how to have more fun when using a piano or a keyboard. Let's just say keyboard in this case. So to have more fun when actually using a keyboard, my honest opinion is that when it comes to getting yourself used to using a keyboard, what you want to do, because I have my own keyboard at home, is that you want to get yourself more used to the actual physically using one. Now, when people say you get yourself used to using a keyboard, they'd probably say, maybe you should study looking at the notes, such as the different, to learn how to read music. Sheet music is what they call it, and all that sort of stuff. But in my honest opinion, even though that might work academically, and I'm not undermining the importance of it, I think it's much more important to, if you really want to ingrain yourself into it, because a lot of people are scared to play the keyboard because they think they're going to do awfully, just like any skill out there for that matter. To be honest with you, even if, you know, because just like any skill out there, because school doesn't really teach you how to get used to doing things in general, in my honest opinion. They don't get you used to doing things physically in general. So to really get yourself used to using a keyboard, you have to do it the easiest way you possibly can. And the best way to get yourself used to using one is to make sure that you don't try too hard when making music. Like some people, when they'll get themselves used to making music, they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to make sure that I play all the notes. I play a whole song, really, a full song. I just read, music, and I play a full song." But I don't think that's really necessary. Maybe that might show that you might be able to play a song, but it doesn't necessarily show that you're actually getting used to using a keyboard. You're getting used to actually being there and using one. And because you getting used to using one would mean that you're getting used to um actually using one, which means you feel comfortable with it. You don't feel frightened using one, saying, "Oh, I can't play this song or this or that." It's none of that. You just get yourself used to using it. And now I'm going to explain it right now exactly, as I said I was going to. So to do that, what I recommend that you do is you play every single chord. Go on your smartphone and look up websites that have all the different chords possible. And when you look up all the different chords that are out there, from just using white keys to using white and black keys, major keys, minor keys, any of that sort of stuff, diminished even, just look them up. And but I'd personally to prefer to just focus on major and minor keys if you're a beginner, to play those type of keys, if anything. And once you get yourself used to using those type of keys, just start from the very basics using both of your hands, and just go from the very front of the keyboard, the very front of the keyboard, and go all the way from left to right, or it could be from right to left, and just you get play all the chords as you go along. Now this might sound like something that they would teach you in kindergarten or something, or you've probably done a million times before. The classic, or you could say the cliche, just moving your hands all just along the piano or something. I know it sounds cliche, but psychologically, I believe it's still a good technique. And this is just my own personal belief on it. Some people, when they move it from left to right or right to left, they're just doing it because they just want to play around. But I think it's a good technique, especially if you actually realize you're using chords, because it's getting yourself used to physically using an instrument. And I and you can and I it's hard to really find someone, I believe, that have a lot of good self-esteem, in the world. I'm speaking in general, not referring to the audience or myself, that would actually, well, feel comfortable with with playing a song over and over and over again for a period of time. But I could easily find anybody who can play for a few hours just playing chords from one part of the key to the other part of the key. There might be some issues such as jamming and stuff, but if you have a good piano, it shouldn't really jam. And that's just my personal take on the situation to have fun. Just get yourself used to it, even though it might sound cheesy and very kindergarteny. I know that kindergarteny vibe might be around. It's still getting yourself used to physically using it. And over time, you might start playing it more often and start realizing, you know what? And you start playing things and you don't even realize it. And that's my opinion on how to have fun when using a keyboard. Because there's not really any real answer to that question. Well, I'm certain there are probably many, but I just feel that psychologically breaking down that barrier is really the best way, in my honest opinion, to get yourself more acquainted with it. As long as you're playing it as much as possible, you know, and you're of course researching stuff to help you understand how to, well, use it, you're obviously going to do good at it. Just put that out there, you know? Like, that's my opinion on the situation. That's just a psychological method. Uh, uh, kind of get yourself used to it. Just like they would tell you, you know, if you're going to war or something, you know, you wanna, or just anything for that matter, you wanna actually know how to hold something that you're using. Let's just say it's a tennis racket or even a rifle. You know, if you're going to war, not saying anyone's going to war who watches this video, but if anyone watches. But if you were to go to war, they'll tell you to hold it as much as possible because you're trying to get yourself used to it, used to the feel of it, used to being around with it all the time. It's the same thing here, but of course, it's not, well, to fight a war. It's just something I believe is the best method for anybody who really wants to get used to it. I have not much to say, and that's my video here. And that's about it. And just later.